Hello. Oh, no need. No need to make trouble. I got this for the video team, cutting team. Yeah, later, okay? Share, huh? That's all I had. The fruit. Yeah. I'm losing some weight, I think, or maybe the trousers is too big. Yeah. Okay. How's everybody? Good, yeah? Still very little men, huh? Only woman, huh? They always say, "Let me go, honey," and then all the men had to stay home. Washing dishes, watching babies, and all the women come here and sit long time, right? Huh? 你们女孩子, how come your husband let you go? Your husband don't say anything? Because always a lot of women came, nah? Men very little. Why? You kung fu him or something? I don't have too many story anymore from this book. We have some story about some nuns and a story about somebody who making a lot of offering and has good merit. Which one you like to hear? Story of the nun? Follow the Buddha? Or the story of another offering? Nun? Yes. Good. Let's do that. I don't have monk story for you guys today. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Well, you like to hear monk story? Do you men? Huh? You men would like to hear monk story? Don't have. Sorry. Got you. Oh, I have to have my magic. Why are you laughing at? Translate later. Translate it. Oh, not bad. Okay. So I don't need to say anything. You just wait for translation and you laugh anyway. How nice. Better. Okay, very good. Yeah. This one go to behind and I asked a different kind of glass, but that's what they bought for me. I asked for some kind different one, yeah? The one that can open from the front and then clack. Right. And then they buy the one that open from the back and open from the front and open nowhere. No, nothing open. Okay. Now, this is a story about a nun named Diệu. Diệu means very wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful Bhikshuni means nun, wonderful. Wonderful nun is her name. Her name I translate as wonderful. Okay? Yeah. This is from Anand again. Nah? Yeah, we have to thank the Buddha and Anand for all this beautiful story. Thus I have heard. One time the Buddha was in the country Save at the ashram Ki Huan. After the king of that country died, his crown prince named like a diamond came to the throne and ruled the country. But this man is very bad. This prince is very bad. He's not as good as his father. Yeah. He's very, very violent, greedy, and very, very impossible. Yeah. Many times he let his elephant came out to the city outside and stamp on a lot of citizens and make them die a lot. At this time, many of the nobles and rich families' daughters, they felt very, very, very fed up and tired of this kind of treatment by the king. So many of them came to the Buddha and became nuns together. Yeah, a lot of them. The citizen at that time saw that many of these girls whose family are noble and rich and has good position and comfortable house, they all went to become nuns. Yeah, either some of them they like, or some of them they respect because of such a good family's daughters. Yeah, and they forsake everything just to become a renunciate. So many citizens, they came and make offering a lot, to them. One time, they talked to each other like this. We, although we have become nuns, and even though we have the title of Bhikshuni, meaning reverend nuns, high level, high priestess, yes. But concerning the Buddha's teaching, we didn't really understand a lot. Yeah. So we has not been able to drink the Buddha's ambrosia, the nectar, meaning the teaching, the highest teaching, the one that you can feel it, you can have experience with, like initiation. Perhaps they have not been initiated. So therefore, many of our karma has not been destroyed. Only initiation can destroy past karma. Only the Buddha initiate them, then they can destroy many aeons of karma. Often like that. In many stories before, they always say that whenever they got in front of the Buddha after he preaching, and then it's special, and then many aeons of karma has been annihilated, yes, nullified. Now they were thinking that their sensual desire and anger and arrogance from time immemorial has not been completely annihilated, nullified. So they think, they talk to each other. They say, okay, now I think we have to go to the Taulananda, great superior mother, nun, just like mother superior in Catholic, okay? Yeah. So that we can study with her. And then she will give us some of the better teaching. Yeah. For example, like the 8 kind of respect. That is the Buddha when he first accept his mother as a nun. No, not mother, but like a stepmother. Yeah, his mother died at birth. Yeah, you remember? I told you. And then his the sister of his mother took care of him. because he was just a born baby. Therefore, he is also his mother. Yeah. And then after the Buddha became Buddha and have many monks follow him already and lay people follow him already, Lahura also became a monk. Lahura is his son, his only son, also became a monk. So she also came to ask the Buddha to become a nun. Yeah, but at that time there was no nun anywhere. And then the Buddha said, cannot. Mostly the renunciate order is only for monks. It's not convenient for women to become monks with them. There was no such thing before. Yeah? Okay. And then so after she insists, and then Anand was talking, interfere on her behalf, begging the Buddha, saying that she has taken care of you since you were a baby. Without her, you probably would not be able to survive or live as well. Yeah, so she is your mother, and you cannot deny her request, something like that, because this is not like a worldly request, but it's a noble intention. So you must accept her. Then the Buddha relented and accepted her as a nun. But before that, he made 8 rules for her to follow. If she can follow and accept them, then she can become a nun. I have to confess, I don't remember all of the 8. But it's almost like you have to bow, have to prostrate to the monks. No matter how young that monk is, always. One of them is like that, If she can accept it, then she can become a nun, yeah. And many others probably, but the nuns have also about 200 something other precepts, almost like the monks. It just modified a little bit for nuns, yeah? Yes. The Buddha thinks, not because he didn't want, but he was worried, number one, she is from royal household, see, royal blood. And she has been used to with luxurious life and have servants, always at her beck and call. And then she's always ordering, she's used to with this kind of matriarch-like life, yeah. He worries she cannot humble herself to live as a monk. A monk's life, only 1 meal a day at that time, except when you're sick or something special, or when you go on different journey, then maybe you don't have food for a long time, so you can eat any other time. Otherwise, you have to eat only at noon, yeah. And then have to live ascetic life, Cannot have a high bed and a lot of beautiful clothes, anything like that. Probably one of the rules are like that, okay? Can she accept this kind of ascetic life, you see? Like living anywhere, sleeping under the tree or on the grass, on dry grass, or in the cave, with grass cover, thing like that. Above all, have to respect all the monks, regardless of age. For example, yeah, like that. If she can accept all this, then she can be nun. She accepted everything. Obedience to monks as well, because the Buddha warrior also, she come here and, I'm the mother of the Buddha and I'm the queen, you know what I mean? Then all the monks has to respect her and all that stuff, yeah? And she might order the monks to do things for her just like in the palace. And then what to do, you see? So the Buddha has to make the rules like that. She accepted everything. And she lived also an ascetic life like everyone else. Then it was okay. After that, she became a nun, and she's the first one in his order. After a while, there are more. There are more, yes. Now we come back to these nobles' families' daughters. There were about 500 people, 500 daughters of good families have become renunciate. But at that time, maybe they just became renunciate by themselves. They did not even come to the Buddha yet. So this time, they think they should go to one of the Buddha's nun disciple, to learn things from her. Because when any nuns came in, the Buddha will refer them to the nuns to teach them. The Buddha will not teach them directly himself. Yes, he might give initiation and all that, but they don't live together with the monks. Okay, they live separately, and he asked one of his eldest nun or his stepmother to teach them. every necessary rules and precept and all that. Yeah. So that right now they think they have not. These are 500 daughters of good household. They didn't think they have enough precepts or ideas about the Buddha's teaching or anything. Therefore, they think they should go to study with this nun. Yeah. Okay. So now, they all came to see this elderly nun, the Mother Superior, we can call that. And they prostrated in front of her and requested, saying, respected Reverend Mother, we younger children, yes, do not know what kind of merit we have in the past life, that in this lifetime we even have a fortune to know about the Buddha, and then can become even renunciates, and even became high priests, high nuns. But even though we have become a high priestess, we have not really understood a lot about Buddha's teaching. So today, all of us, 500 young nuns, children come here, begging you to be merciful and give us some teaching, so that we can gain more merit, and receive the blessing from the Buddhas and from you. So the Tolananda Bhikkhuni, meaning the high priestess, they also Bhikkhuni, but she's the elder one, senior, She said to them, all of you have been born in good, rich, noble families. Most of you came from a long line of noble lineage and richer lineage. You never lacked anything in your life, and even in such a young age, in such a beautiful age like yourself, you wanted to become nuns. Why should you do that? Why would you do that? Shouldn't. Never mind. Don't do this. It's a wasting of your youth. It's useless. Just give me all this nun's robe and nun's bows, baking bowl, give it to me and go home. Marry, enjoy the life of comfort and luxury. It's a pity if you became nuns and stay in some of the remote area, have nobody to talk to, and loneliness, and it's like you bury yourself under cold ashes, wasting your life. Just go home. After all of them heard this high bhikkhuni told them like that, they feel very confused and desolated. And they were crying. And they prostrate to her and then left. And then when they went out, they talked to each other. They say, we are the ones who want to escape from these worldly bindings of, marriage and sensual love and, and family life, and to escape from ignorance, to liberate ourselves from all kind of mundane bother, mundane trouble and binding and affliction and all kind of trouble in this worldly life. And now we came to her. Not only she did not give us any good advice or any teaching, she even talked like that. Want to drag us back into the mud, where we don't want to stay, where we already feel that there's nothing for us anymore. That's why we left. It looked like she want to drag us back into the tiger's dens on the mouth of the lions, to ruin our lives, ruin our aspiration and ideal. I think this is no good. Yeah, she wants us to be life after life transmigrated in lowly level of consciousness and getting nowhere in the spiritual elevation or enlightenment. Okay, I think all of us should go to another bhikkhuni, another nun, another high priest. Her name is Diệu. I told her, wonderful nun. Yeah, this is another one. Yeah, and then we will make her to help us. Yeah, to save us. Okay, talked and done. They went there. They prostrate, flat on the ground with utmost reverence and tell her, reverence, great priestess, mean nuns, yeah. At home, we don't know what to practice. We are deep in ignorance, and we done many things that is not really virtuous or moral, nothing good for anyone or nothing good for us. And now, even though we have renounced our worldly life, but our heart inside, our mind, our heart is still feeling full of greed and, greedy for or desires for sensual pleasure. And many times, often, our sensual desire is still very strong. It just comes out of nowhere. And we cannot control. They're young, the hormone. The hormone. Hormone is a trouble. But even then, at least they know how to run away from it, huh? Yeah, many people just run with it. Okay. They confess, they're confessing that even though they became nuns, but they have not been able to control their desires and all kind of stuff. Yeah. Please advise us something, teach us something so that we can be able to control that, so that we'll be able to liberate ourselves from all this binding of the physical desire, from this karma of desire. So the bhikkhuni, wonderful, said to them, there were 3 lifetimes, the past, present, and the future. Which one would you like to ask about? So they say, Reverend bhikkhuni, the past and the future is far away. Yes, we don't dare to ask. We only want to ask about this present life. Like the karma that binding us in this kind of sexual desire, from the bodily longing for sensual pleasure, that is torturing us in this lifetime, that we could not control, that we don't even know where it comes from, and it's just kind of pressuring on us, oppressing us. Please tell us, is it bad or is it good? Is it beneficial or is it harmful to us? What kind of consequence it will bring us? Yeah, if we follow this kind of path of sensual desire. Yeah, and whether it will bring us any good benefit in the future or not. Please explain all this to us. Yeah. So the bhikkhuni, wonderful, said to them, if you all want to know, please listen carefully. Yeah. And they say, yes, Reverend bhikkhuni, we will pay all attention to your advice. So the bhikkhuni said, all of you should know all the things that exist, either in heaven or in earth, everything has form, either invisible form or visible form. The heavenly being, they have form, but for us, we don't see. But they still have form, yeah. So anything that has form and life, it is born out of sensual desire, yeah, and sensual pleasure, yeah. Sexual desire is comparable to a big fire that is always burning within beings. And this fire is so violent, it could even burn away forests and trees and grasses and even stones and even the whole immense universe. Whew, incredible. I never heard anyone say such like that. Anyone who has been captured tightly within this sexual desire is as if the enemies is already in your house. They're going to destroy your house, destroy your life. And this person, if indulging and following that desire, will definitely be, not will be born, but exiled into these three wicked ways, wicked paths. Is very doesn't know when they can escape. There is no time that they can escape. No schedule time that they can escape. These are three bad paths, the three evil paths are, you remember what? The hell and the ghost and also animals. It's very difficult for them to be born as human even, unless they are good, even their family, but they practice, they keep the 5 precepts or the 10 good ways, yeah? So now, anyone who are attached to their house, their possession, their family, it's because they love this kind of unified gathering, yeah, and, you know, happiness with the unified gathering. And because of this, their life will be given in to being born again and getting old, getting sick, and then die in this kind of circle. They will not get out of that circle. And then they will have to also suffer separation, either through life or through death. And sometimes in the middle of their love, on the peak of their love life, they have to separate because of something happened in life or something happened that they die. One of them die. All kind of very suffering, pain, you know, mental, emotional, physical. If they continue to be too attached to this kind of family and union, sensual pleasure. Yeah. Some people are so much attached to the love of their life or the other opposite sex that if they cannot satisfy this love, their heart is like burning and their mind is being so like imprisoned. It's very, very difficult to get out of that. Like love sick, you know? Yeah, as if somebody binding their mind and tightening their heart and breaking their feeling and all kind of suffering. I myself, the nun, wonderful. She's talking about her life now. Yeah. I myself was born in a Brahman family. Brahman is a top caste in India for caste system. Yeah. My father was the most revered, respected in the whole country. Yeah. At that time, you know, when she was younger, there was a noble and rich family also in the Brahman caste. Has a very good-looking boy and also very intelligent. Because they know that I am also beautiful. She was saying like that. Yeah, I was also beautiful, and they saw me beautiful, and also from the good family, noble family, and same caste. So they came and asked for my hand for their son. Yeah. After we married, then we have given birth to one son. Because long time I haven't seen my parents, so I miss them very much. So I asked She wanted to go home to see her parents because she missed her parents so much. But now she said that at that time she was still pregnant. In her pregnancy, she worried that life is not predictable. Life and death is unpredictable. Therefore, she asked her husband to let her go home, to see the parents. She worried that maybe when she have birth and she might die or something, she would like to see the parents in case, like that. Okay, my husband allowed me to go home. He also came with her, according to this, And both of them take their luggage and bring their son. Oh, when she was pregnant, she asked when she was pregnant, but now already gave birth to the kid. And then they took their son together, go back to see the wife family. They are walking only halfway, and then it became dark. They went out in the morning and went until the dark. It's about halfway. And then both of them, husband and wife, were resting under a tree, to sleep at night. But in the midnight, suddenly she has her stomach problem. She has period or something problem. And then she bled, And many of the poisonous snakes and other insects, they smell the blood. So they came there. They came to visit both of them. But they didn't bite her. They beat the husband dead. When he's sleeping, they beat him and then he's dead. I keep calling him, he did not answer. So in the morning, I hold his hand to try to pull him to stand up, and then I feel that his hand is so cold, ice cold. And then the whole body was so rigid, it's like a piece of wood. Then after that, I checked out and I knew that he has been bitten by poisonous snake and already passed away. And of course I lamented heaven and earth. And then I collapsed, fainted for a long time. My child kept crying for me. And then slowly I regained my consciousness. And then I have to carry my boy to go further. As I enter one of the very desolated street, there was a big river, but the water is not too deep. There's no boat. So, okay, now I understand. First she gave birth to one son, and then she's pregnant again. According to that now, So she has two children. So okay. So because there is no boat, so she carried one child first to the other side, so that she will come back later to get the other one. Many of the poisonous snakes and other insects, they smell the blood. So they came there. They came to visit both of them. But they didn't bite her. They beat the husband dead. When he's sleeping, they beat him and then he's dead. I keep calling him, he did not answer. So in the morning, I hold his hand to try to pull him to stand up, and then I feel that his hand is so cold, ice cold. And then the whole body was so rigid, it's like a piece of wood. Then after that, I checked out and I knew that he has been bitten by poisonous snake and already passed away. And of course I lamented heaven and earth. And then I collapsed, fainted for a long time. My child kept crying for me. And then slowly I regained my consciousness. And then I have to carry my boy to go further. as I enter one of the very desolated street, there was a big river, but the water is not too deep. There's no boat. So, oh, okay, now I understand. First she gave birth to one son, and then she's pregnant again. According to that now, yeah. So she has two children, yeah. So okay, so because there is no boat, so she carried one child first to the other side, so that she will come back later to get the other one. But unfortunately, this little boy fell down in the river and drowned. And then I could not find my child, yeah. And when I returned to the other child, unfortunately the tiger already took him. What terrible misfortune, huh? Husband died, and then one child died, and then another child drowned. This is terrible life. But it could happen. It could happen to anybody. Today I watched the terrible news about refugees, particularly from Syria. There's one family, the husband went out to another country to become refugee, wanting to make a better life for his family at home. But then, I don't know, his family somehow died at sea. Their body are washed to the shore. One baby, one little boy, 3 years old, his brother and the mother. And the husband has to go back to the city where they wanted to flee in order to bury 3 of them. And many refugees are, streaming into Europe right now. Many European countries are trying to cope with it. And they even walk. The police tried to stop them and put them in I don't know why they stopped them. They were staying together in the train station. No food, no water, nothing. Just rely on some people, private, come and give them something. Then the police don't let them board the train to go to Austria or Germany. They want to go to Germany. They think German people will welcome them better. But the train will stop going. They don't let the train go. I don't know, for some reason. So they climb the barrier, that the police set up. They climb up with children and babies. They climb up and they go in on the highway. They're walking to Austria border. From Hungary to Austria border is about 150 kilometers, more or less, yeah, or more. They're walking with nothing, just some clothes on their backs, and children or people, whoever they can, they walk. It's terrible. I have asked to send some donation to some of the refugee center wherever they accept our donation. So I tell them to send to some refugee camp if they can. Yeah? Because we cannot always go into the camp ourselves, but we can send through other organization who's already there. Sometimes some government don't allow everybody to come in the camp. Just some already stay there, and we go through them. So now, when I went to the other side, the tigers already took my other son away. I only saw some drop of blood on the ground. I was beyond suffering, beyond pain, beyond sorrow. So I fainted for a long time, collapsed on the ground. Long time, and then I woke up. I became absolutely alone, lonely and confused, and lost all kind of orientation and thinking. I'm just walking, like a body without soul. Walking. I didn't even know where I was walking, where I was going. And then, after a few miles, I met one of my father's friends. Yeah, very good friend of my father. And he asked me, "Where have you been? How come you look so tattered and dirty and, unkempt like this?" So I told him everything, the story of my misfortune. I said that yesterday I and my husband want to visit my parents. And then my husband was bitten dead by the snakes. And then this morning I lost both of the children. One is drowned in the river. The other one is been eaten by tiger. I have no way to tell you my pain. Oh, really, my God, he said. You know, the best friend of my father's. Oh, really? How pitiful. You know, yesterday your house was in a fire accident. All of your family, your parents, your siblings, they're all being burned to death. There is nothing that can be more painful for you. Nothing really can be more painful for you. He was so in all his sympathy. After I heard that, as if thunder, you know, as if the listen thunders right next to my ears, I fainted again, collapsed on the ground for a long, long time. And then I keep lamenting and crying and lamenting and crying. Yeah. The man, feeling so sorry for me, he took me home and took care of me like his own daughter. After a while, my suffering pain gradually decreased. In that vicinity, there was a man, also from Brahmin family. He saw I'm beautiful and asked somebody come to ask for my hand for him. Người mối mai là gì đó? Tiếng Anh nói gì? Hả? The matchmaker. Yeah, he asked the matchmaker, thank you, to come and ask for my hand. Okay, then I was also lonely and thinking this man also very good, from good family, and he looked good, so okay, I agree to marry. I closed my eyes and let fate decide it this time. Yeah. And I just trying to see how my fate will fare this time. Okay. And then I was pregnant. Yeah. At that time, it's labor time, the time of birth. In the middle of the night, I gave birth. Yeah. And then at that time, my husband went out after drinking and eating, or maybe playing cards somewhere, playing games somewhere, come back. And he knocking at the door. Because at that time I was in labor. I was giving birth at that time and painful. At that time the birth, just occurred. I could not get out to open the door on time. He was very angry, broke the door, came in, and beat me up non-stop. I was praying and begging to him and say, husband, dear husband, I was having pain because of labor. I want to give birth. It's not like I'm lazy or not respecting you. Please, please. She was thinking, what kind of unlucky life I have, that I have to meet this kind of violent and immoral and wicked person. Yeah. So the next morning, I left home. I went to the country called Balanai. I was sitting outside the city wall, and there was one man there, one of the son of a noble family. His wife just died. Yeah. Every day he went out to visit the wife's tomb. He saw me crying, so he came and asked me, where did you come from? Why are you sitting here alone and so sad? And then I told him everything about my life. And then he invited me into a restaurant. And then after we talked happily, compatibly together, he asked me, if now somebody wanted to want to marry you. Will you agree? Yeah, you know already. So I said to him, dear sir, I'm too tired, too fed up. It's not really the married life. It's not much happiness in it. Even a little happiness is a short-lived. And afterwards, it's only suffering and non-stop. Yeah. It's very difficult to find a good-hearted man. Yeah, and then if I meet a wicked person again, it's even more suffering. So he asked me, so you want to live alone all your life now? Like that? Yeah. I said, no, I not really desire to live alone. It's just if I find somebody who is gentle, yeah, who is a gentleman and good heart, and then maybe and also have moral standard and also educated, then I probably will agree to marry him. Yeah. So he said, all right, miss. Okay, I'm not beating the bush any longer. I am the son of the noble family in this city. Yeah. The wife just died recently. I see you a good woman. Yeah, very good-hearted woman. I would like to stay with you for 100 years, meaning marry you. Would you like? Yeah. So I saw that he looked like a gentle person. Yeah, like a very good person. So I agree to marry him. Unfortunately, after 3 years, he caught some disease and died. Oh my God, what a life. At that time, in this country, if a man lost his wife, like to death, yeah, then he can remarry. But if a wife lost her husband, if a husband died, then the wife must also die with the husband. So buried together in the same tomb. Understand? The wife have to die and be buried together in the same tomb. Oh my God. Buried alive. So therefore, I was also buried together with my husband alive in the same coffin, same tomb. But at that time, I wasn't dead yet. And then that night, there were a band of robbers came and dig in the coffin, the tomb and the coffin, to take the jewelries and all the things that bury with the dead people. And then the leader of the robber band saw me beautiful and forced me to be his wife. Oh God! All right. This robber leader, not long after, the government caught him and chopped his head. And of course, the subordinate, of the band, caught her and also buried together with the leader husband. Again, yeah. 3 days after, many tigers came to because of the chopped head, There's a smell of the blood still there. So some of the tigers, I explained it. They didn't explain it here, but I just tell you why. They came and dig out the tomb and tried to eat the flesh. Yeah. And they wanted to eat them, or eat her also. But then suddenly already is a daytime. And many people come walking by to go to the market. So they scare. A lot of people, so they scare, they run away. Therefore, I tried to dig the earth and get out. I did get out. But I sat there next to the tomb and cried again. My God, what a life, huh? Okay. She was crying to herself, thinking, I don't know what kind of terrible deeds I have done in the former life. That's in this lifetime I had to encounter so many disaster, pain, sorrow, and suffering, thirst. Yeah. How many times I almost die and live again and come back and to life and die again and come back to life again. How terrible. And I observed that properly, hundreds, thousands, or millions other same female sex like me, also married, and I think this is all like a yoke, on the female's life, like imprisonment. Yeah, it's only slavery. Yeah. And making your life more and more ignorant and suffering. Because we don't know a better life. We don't recognize a more noble way of life, a better path to go. We do not know how to step up onto the true path to liberation. And the true path to know the reality. Yeah. Another higher than this physical life.
The following contains content not suitable for children under 18. Parental discretion is advised.
Therefore, I tried to dig the earth and get out. I did get out. But I sat there next to the tomb and cried again. My God, what a life, huh? Okay. She was crying to herself, thinking, I don't know what kind of terrible deeds I have done in the former life. That's in this lifetime I had to encounter so many disasters, pain, sorrow, and suffering, thirst. Yeah. How many times I almost die and live again and come back and to life and die again and come back to life again. How terrible. And I observed that properly, hundreds, thousands, or millions other same female sex like me, also married, and I think this is all like a yoke, on the female's life, like imprisonment. Yeah. Is only slavery, yeah, and making your life more and more ignorant and suffering. Because we don't know a better life, we don't recognize a more noble way of life, a better path to go. We do not know how to step up onto the true path to liberation, and the true path to know the reality, yeah, another higher than this physical life, so that we will not be able to be free from this mundane prison. It is because of ignorance and all kind of sensual desires that make us slaves, like lead us into slavery. Yeah. And when you already realize that this terrible truth of human life, of being a housewife life, then it's too late. As if we are always being dragged again and again into this kind of traps of sensual pleasure and greed and lust for fame, and fortune. And happiness, which is delusive and elusive happiness. Therefore, we have been and will be always transmigrating into this circle of life and death and suffering forever. Yeah. Now I just suddenly remember when she was crying like that. Then she suddenly remembered that one time there was a person from the family of Sekha, the Buddha. Yeah, he has become a monk, renounced the world to practice the truth, and now he has already attained Buddhahood. Okay, I think now I should go to him to take refuge in him so that I can escape suffering. So I got up, keep walking, but my body is full of pain, and my stomach is also very, very hungry and thirsty. And it's a long, long way to where the Buddha is, and it was a very dangerous way, dangerous journey for a woman alone, hungry, thirsty. But I did not mind. I was determined to go to find the Buddha, to liberate me, to help me. I keep walking and asking the way until I found myself in the forest Kihuan. Yeah. At that time, it's already dark. The night fell. But from long way, I have seen the Buddha already. I have seen him bright as a mountain of gold. Yeah. A very dignified, very majestic, but full of compassion and mercy. He is truly an extraordinary being. He's not from this world. Yes. He is definitely able to liberate heaven beings as well as human beings. So at that time, I was beyond joy. And I knelt down on the road and looking toward his direction and pray to be liberated. And then the Buddha came to me. At that time, I was kneeling on the ground. My body has nothing to cover. I feel so ashamed. I have to try to cover myself with my hands. Yeah. The Buddha asked Anand, a reverend, to bring me a clothes to wear, a piece of clothes. And then I went to the Buddha and prostrate at his feet, and then tell him everything about my life up to now, and beg him to let me become his non-disciple. Yeah. And then the Buddha asked Anand to bring me to the nun, Great Compassionate Way, that's her name. I translate it like that, to teach me. Yeah. And then she give me the bhikkhuni, the nuns' precepts, yeah, and make me become a priestess. And then she teach me the Four Noble Truths, yeah, how to escape suffering and birth and death, transmigration and all that. Yes. I was very diligent in my practice and keeping my precepts as a nun. Not very long, I truly understood, truly realized that the life is truly a suffering, and the Buddha's teaching and the enlightened saint's teaching is truly a path to liberation. And then I could even understand my past lives, and I can see my future lives. And I can see what kind of bad deeds, what kind of wicked deeds I have done in the past lives, so that in this lifetime I have to bear the consequences. So some of the new nuns asked the bhikkhuni, wonderful, Reverend Mother, in the past life, what kind of sin did you commit so that in this lifetime you suffer so much? Please, can you tell us so that we can learn something? They say, yes, I will tell you. Pay attention. And they say, yes, we will. Long life ago, long time ago. At that time, many lifetime ago, long time ago in the past. At that time, there was a noble, rich family, has no children with the first wife. So he married a concubine, the second wife. Yeah. And this concubine, this wife is very beautiful. The second wife is very beautiful. So he really favored her very much. She's his favorite. Yeah. And both of them are loving each other passionately. Life is good. Love is great. Yeah. Not long ago, she gave birth to a son even. Oh, God, it's even more favorite. You must know, you should know in the old time, even now, giving birth to a son. For example, even now in China, give birth to a son means good. Give birth to a woman, no. We are still second-class citizen, okay? Because men can carry the family's tradition and business and name, you see? So that means the family name will live longer, continue. But the woman born have to be married far away from home and take the name of the husband. And whatever children born, it will be the name of the stranger over there. Understand? Nothing to do with the white family anymore. For example, like that. Yeah. Therefore, since then, he even loved her more and more and more, you know. Anything she wants is immediately she gets. Yeah, like that. And then the first wife was thinking to herself, since I marry him, we both work very hard together, husband and wife, and sparing, you know, and saving in order to become rich like today. But now in the future, I'm sure only the second wife will have it all. Yeah. It is so useless for me. I will have nothing. Wasted all my time and my youth. Now working hard for somebody else to enjoy. Yeah. I think it's better I kill the second wife, son. She was thinking like that. So she used a very long needle. Yeah, long needle. Wait until everybody sleeps, she came and killed the baby. And of course the second wife, crying day and night, day and night, day and night. You know, non-stop. And then after a while she was thinking, my son was not sick. Nothing wrong with him. Suddenly he died like that. I think it's the first wife killed him. And then she came and confronted the first wife and asked her, my son has done no harm to you. What sin has he done that you kill him like that? And of course the first wife said, what are you talking about? Huh? Why are you talking crazily like that? I swear, yeah, if I kill your son, then life after life, my husband will be beaten dead by snakes. And if I have children, then either they drown or the tiger will eat them. Or the wolf will eat them up. Or I myself will be buried alive. And then all my family will be burned in fire to death. Everything happened, as she said, as you knew already from the story. Okay. So, all of you should know. The first wife of that noble rich family man, that life was me. Because I did not know about the karma and the consequences of karma. Therefore, I wickedly killed the baby son, and I swear as if nothing will happen. Therefore, in this lifetime, I had to suffer that much, as exactly as what I have wished in my terrible oath, because I didn't believe that anything could happen. So the 500 new bhikkhuni, the 500 new nuns asked her again, Reverend Mother, but what kind of good deeds have you done in the former life, so that in this lifetime you are fortunate to meet the Buddha and even attain, liberating a level of consciousness? Could you please tell us? So she said, Yes, pay attention. Long time ago. Long time ago. In the country called Balanai. Yeah. Probably this country is continuous for many lifetimes, nah? Just like, I don't know, Vietnam or French, or, it's always the same name. There's another country, this is the same country, Balanai. Always this country pop up in many stories. Yeah. Because his story probably happened in India, a lot of story happened in India. And the same earth. So that means our earth exists long time ago. And humans has exist long time, aeons ago, before us. And maybe the planet was destroyed, uninhabitable, like the Mars right now, for example, like that. Yeah. And then we revive again. Some humans survive somewhere and then regroup and rebirth and resource again. Yeah, make country again, make human again, make babies again, and life bloom again. Yeah. In that country, Balanai, there was a mountain. Yeah. Named Fairy Mountain. Yeah. Or Heaven Mountain. Yes. In that mountain and forest, there are many of Patakya Buddhas and many lesser saints and many other saintly beings, yeah, even though not Buddha, but also practice there, and saintly people, yes. At that time, there was a Pratyeka Buddha who went to the city for alms, begging for food, yes. And there was a lady from a noble family, yes, very happily making offering to this Pratyeka Buddha, yes. Because of her sincerity and happiness, truly sincere to make offer to him, he saw his real status. So he fly in the sky and demonstrate 18 of his magical power for her to see. Yeah. Because of that, she was so awed, and then she knelt down on the ground and looking up to him, prayed thus: I prostrate in front of the great reverend saint. Please, in the future, help me to be able to attain such a spiritual level as yours right now. Yes. You all should know that noble family lady, noble and rich, family lady at that time, it was one of my incarnation. Yeah, because I was so sincere and respectfully make offering to this saintly being, and then I vow, I pray to attain a high spiritual level like he did. Therefore, today I have this opportunity to meet the Buddha and attain Arhat. Even though now I already attained sainthood, but my body is still having pain and aches very, very frequently from my head until my toes, as if a needle has been thrust into my head from my head to my foot. It's painful, as if that needle even went through my bones. You see that? She's saying to them, you see that? The sin, no matter how long, how immeasurable time passed, you still had to bear it. Even then, I'm already an Arhat. There are two different things. Merit, you can enjoy. But sin, you must still pay, endure. Yes, that's what it is. Because nothing has been done will be erased or deleted. Never. 500 young bhikkhuni, young nuns, hearing thus, everybody was shaken with fear, tremble. And then they observe within themselves about the root of sexual desire and sensual pleasure and worldly greed and longing for worldly satisfaction, as if it's a big bonfire. And then suddenly all their desire for sensual pleasure and worldly attainment finished. Cut off. Yeah. And then they observe all mundane pleasure and suffering as if it's a prison. Therefore, their karma also cut off. And then in their heart, in their mind, everything is clear. And then they understood the truth, the true insight. Maybe she initiated them, and they saw the light. And then they became arhat immediately over there. Because there's such a shaken fear within them. Therefore, they concentrated. The mind cannot disturb them anymore. So fearful of all these consequences from bad karma that their mind became still, so they can focus, on the initiation time. Maybe that's why they became arhat. Destroy all many lifetime, many aeons of karmic hindrance and retributions. After they came out of samadhi, so that means during initiation, they sit there and meditate and then become arhat. After they came out of samadhi, they told the wonderful priestess like this, Reverend Mother, all of us has been bound and tortured by this sensual pleasure desires. Up to now, we could never shake it off. We could not escape from it until now. Today, relying on your blessing and grace, we have been liberated from them. We have no way to thank you. We are so grateful, so grateful. After the Buddha knew that, the Buddha was very happy. The Buddha right now, of course he knew anyway, so he praised the wonderful nun like this. Excellent, precious. The nun, wonderful, could preach in such a way as to benefit herself and then benefit others. You are truly the disciples of the 3 times Buddha, meaning the past Buddhas, the present Buddha, and the future Buddha. That's a high praise, very high praise, And then all these 500 nuns, new nuns, as well as all the assembly, bowed and went home. Not went home, but just, retreat. Probably they will stay with the nun and everybody else went home. Okay? All right then, the story finished. We thank the Buddha, Wow. What a story, You guys okay? Shaking with fear or not? Yes, in the heart, Feel shaky, Who wouldn't, Even many aeons passed, many lifetime passed already. Just one time, kill one baby. Became arhat already. All repentant, remorse. Suffer so much already. Still had to bear that consequence. Nothing we can escape free. Therefore, really, karma really exists. Yes. Even become arhat. Some karma will be destroyed, but some will remain, so that you can continue to live on. For example, we make many bad things. We did many sins in many uncountable lifetimes. In this lifetime, come back, be reborn as human, suffer some, but some are still in store waiting. Okay? Because in one lifetime, you cannot suffer much more than like the nun had done. You see, there is a time span for everything. So in one lifetime is short, so you will be allotted how much karma for one lifetime. Then suppose you come back again, then there is a next stored karma will come for you. Without karma, you cannot exist here. You're probably in heaven, okay? Or in hell, somewhere else. A different karma then. Huh? Therefore, the nun, luckily she came and took refuge in the Buddha, and she became Arhat. And at the time that the Buddha accepted her and initiated her, he will destroy all the stored karma. Understand? So that she will not be born again to suffer any. Yeah. But even then, the fixed karma for this lifetime, she has to bear, even after become Arhat already, because that's her fixed karma. Without this karma, she cannot live here. All of us, same, okay? Yeah. Except the master, who has to borrow karma from everybody. Not borrow, but have to bear everybody else's bad karma. Therefore, the master will not suffer any karma, because all done, you know? The Buddha already had no more karma. Yeah, but he still had to suffer here and there because of bad karma of disciple. Yeah, all right. Okay then, huh? Good. Yeah. I don't know what kind of karma that I have. My knees are painful. Yeah, it's old age karma. Okay. Get up, go walking. All right, huh? Any question concerning story, karma, merit, good deed, bad deed? No? No. We are going to cover the balcony. Yeah, I told them to cover, so at night you're warmer. Is it very cold at night? If you have no question, I have question. You cold?
No.
At night? Not yet? Well, thank God the weather is still good, huh? But you feel pain or anything because of coldness? Nothing? Yes? No? Okay. It's good. It's good. It's good. But I think it's going to be colder soon. Yes. And at night it might change temperature quickly or rain or something. So we're going to cover the balcony quickly. Yeah? So the wind don't blow into where you sit. And in daytime, you take turn to roll it back. Roll it in one side, you know. The balcony is like this. Yeah, we cover it all. If we can do it tonight, if not tomorrow. And in the morning, you just bind it easy to take. Not difficult. You bind it easy, not just like this, you know? Yeah. So when you want to take it, just like that. Okay? Okay. And then in the morning, you take turn whoever, like when people eat breakfast, yeah, nobody there, and you can just roll it and put it in one side. In the middle, roll it just in some column, you know, put here, 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 and bind it on the balcony so it don't blow away. And then in the night, you tie it up again, okay? Yes. In case it rains or in case it's cold, it turn cold. Huh? All right? Yeah. Number one, there's something, the water here is precious. Water everywhere is precious. We are lucky to live in a country that the government take good care of water. So we also have to save it, okay? We use it sparingly, okay? When you go toilet and anything, use sparingly. If you wash your hand and wash in the bucket, and then so that when it enough, you can put in toilet. If it's a small business, then you put little water, and then later, if it's big business, then you throw a big bucket inside, okay? So don't keep flushing, yeah? Because the water even is not about money or anything. It's more about environment, okay? And convenience for everybody. If we use a lot of water, then it becomes more expensive for poorer people. Same with electricity. The more we use, the more expensive. Yeah. Other poor people, or maybe don't have enough for poor people. So we just save everything at home also, not just here. Yeah? So that everybody has a good share of water, electricity, and necessities. If you don't use any light anywhere, then you turn it off for me. Standby light, when not necessary, turn it off. At home also. I do the same. Something like a telephone, yeah? like a telephone, for example, and you plug it in, after a while it's fully charged. Then you turn off the standby light. Television also, because like a television, it has standby light. So if you have a standby light, you turn it off, so the standby light don't light up the whole night. But there's something you don't need to turn off, like the refrigerator and the thing without the standby light. Then you don't have to put it in standby socket to turn off. Plug it in normal socket, so that the standby light don't light up the whole night, the whole day, and it will cost electricity. Because if you turn off the whole standby in the house, you save at least 10% of the bill. Okay? And also the water, there is filtered water in near the kitchen. There's a big machine there. You use it, okay? You ask where it is to use, okay? You don't just drink straight from the tap. Even though the water in here is very good. But just to be sure, okay? Drink filtered water or drink the cooked tea. Filter water and cook tea, okay? If you want to drink water, just cook the water. There are some kettle there for you to boil the water to cook, okay? And you just boil enough for use only, okay? And other people will also boil the same. Otherwise, they come, they don't know that you boil water already. They think it's not boiled, so they boil again. The next person boil again and again. We have to use the pump. Different pumps to pump water from the city here. So we have to pump the water here. And a lot of people use every day, all the time. So the pump go kaput so quickly. Like these 2-3 days, we have to keep repairing it. Oh, and now buy new one. But even then, a new one, we also need to take care. So don't have to waste a lot of water. Because the more we use water, the more the pump has to work. The more the pump has to work, the more we have to repair or renew the pump. Even we put in a new pump, have to take care. We can do it. We can buy the pumps forever. But the more we save, the better the pump will work longer. The pump will work longer. Your brother and sister who take care of the water and electricity doesn't have to work harder. They came here to meditate. So the less they work, the more they can meditate. Do you understand the consequence of everything, the karma, yeah? In this lifetime, yes? Okay? So have mercy on your brothers who take care of water. Use sparingly. Save as much water as you can. I'm not restricting you. I'm just talking logic, okay? All right? Yeah. They're very good, efficient. They're willing to work. But we must save it so they don't have to work too hard. So they have more time to meditate and enjoy their retreat like everybody else. Do you understand now? Yes. It's not just about money. Time is about everything, okay? Yeah, we must know that. And at home also consider that, okay? Because also the more we use water, the more the government has to work on water. Because the water don't come straight to us from the river or lake. They have to treat the water with some chemical, okay? Have to have people to take care of water, protect the water, test the water every day for us, and use machine and all that to pump water in all directions. So if we use less, then they have to take care less, and they use less chemical, less treatment. So everything connected with each other. Even if we can afford it. I can afford it. It's just we must be careful about how we use everything on this planet. Yeah? It's a common property, even though you pay for it. But water belongs to common property, belongs to everybody on this planet. Actually, it's like that. Just unfortunately, our world has not organized enough so that everybody has a good share of water. And because of water, many wars broke out, you know. Yeah, they sometimes they're warring with each other because they want to get the position where the water is. Yeah? And because not enough water, people have to go far away or have to fight for water as well. It's very important to have water, that's why. You see, I hope in the future that many governments, leaders will sit together and plan the way how to distribute more water for different areas. You know, many people, many children have to drink unclean water or poison water because they have no choice. So here we have fortune to drink good water. Yes, we should be, you know, treasuring it and, taking care of it as much as we can. Okay? That's all. Okay? Right. Water, electricity is a fortune for us that we have. Many countries, many areas don't have electricity, don't have water. Remember that, okay? And even many refugee camps that short of water, short of many things. We are very fortunate. So we try to treasure and take care, okay, huh? Everybody understand? Yeah, very good. And you wash your hand in the sink, even you have the sink, but you put a bucket, small bucket, and so your water will come into the bucket. And then you bring it and put it into the big bucket, or in the toilet bucket, and put the empty bucket back under the sink faucet, so that when whatever you wash, it go in there, and then we use it for different things, okay? The toilet or everything, yes. Especially summer, water sometimes is more shortage than usual. And nowadays, many glaciers has melted. So the water is getting more and more precious all the time because of climate change as well. Understand, yeah? Yes. Okay. All right then. I wish you a good meditation night and a good rest. Yeah? Okay? I also will come in and out, meditate with you, and then I have to come out, take care of other business and take care of my dogs. They're my family. I'm responsible for them. Now they're older and not well, I have to take care also. But luckily I have some people also take care of the dogs. Otherwise I have no time to sit here with you. They're older, they need medicaments, they need feeding, they need taking care, go in and out, all that, cleaning. And so I'm also grateful that somebody taking care, okay? Yes, but even then I have other work to do, many work. So I come in and now I cannot sit with you all day, okay? I come sit whenever I can. I sit most of the time with you, many times, right? I come in and I sit, and then after a while I had to go do something. So you enjoy, okay? I saw many of you enjoy. Really was in Samadhi. I was happy for you. And if somebody come around and touch your head, it could be me only. Nobody else dare do it. So don't try to beat me or hit me or kick me, okay? I'm fragile, all right? Don't kung fu me, huh? Otherwise I'm so scared I don't come touch you again. You always want me to touch your head and your wisdom eye, then that's why I do it. So don't kick me, huh? I always try to be gentle, but I'm very gentle already. First I touch a little of the hair, and then I go down to the wisdom eye, but somebody still kung fu me. Okay, it's okay. Huh? You're welcome. Okay, take care of each other, huh? The one who came earlier, they teach the new one how to go around, okay? All right. And don't try to stare at me whenever I go out. Be natural, okay? I know you like to see me, but I'm very uncomfortable. I will try to talk to somebody, and then somebody else want to jump in because I'm talking to that guy, so she also want to talk. I'm talking about work. Yeah, and if you interrupt, I might forget what I was saying. Okay? Or the person might not understand what I was saying, and then you'll be in trouble. Understand? Whatever I do here, I talk here, it's just for everybody, okay? Don't think I have any private conversation, nothing. Don't try to come in and have a look or stare at me. Very uncomfortable. Understand? Yeah. If I'm talking to somebody, don't try to jump in so he can talk to master. I also can. I want to talk to master now. Don't be like that, okay? You are very big already. Big, older. Some older than me, some less older. You're not children anymore. Don't always ask for stuff. Give me. Bless food, give me this, give me that. I already blessed the cake. And still want me to give one by one. My God, imagine. I have to also take care of many things. Understand? For you here, I have to take care of more things. For you to sit here, understand? To sit here, meditate, well, I have to run around doing background job. Yeah? So don't keep asking for more. Whatever I can do, I do already. Don't think I don't know what you want. I know. But many of you are so childish. You want it extra, give it by the hand. Why? Huh? You don't have hand? Huh? You go take it yourself, okay? This is for the people who goes home, everybody take one only, yeah? We don't have enough people to keep buying the whole supermarket, okay? Yeah, because people will keep coming, and we always have to do shopping. We don't have enough time and manpower, understand this? We have people to buy, but they also have the limited time. And their physical body also need rest. They work all day already, everybody, understand? The workers, the shoppers, they have to go out every day in the traffic to buy things for you. So whatever we have, be happy with it, okay? Don't ask for more, okay? They work very hard. Every day have to go out, do shopping for you, for us. You have to be thankful for whatever we have, okay? Huh? Just remind you to be good, that's all, okay? See you soon. You meditate and I come in and I'll meditate with you also sometime during the night. But of course you don't know it, you're too busy.